Hello guys. I hope you all are doing well. This is the 12th of January 2026. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the market and uh, we'll see what exactly Bitcoin and in regards also to other things to look at it when it's coming, like let's say to nat gas also, especially that I was updating it on X. Look, for BTC, it's still for me, like let's say a simple play. This area is a pivot area. The moment that we lose it, then you're gonna see a cascade on the price, all right? So what's exactly the deal here? We're still too early into the week. Price came, move, swept Asia low into the pivot level, swept also a decent liquidity from here. And for now, it's all about what BTC it's going to do. Will we hold more above the mid of the range and start trading above it? So we do have a continuation of a weekly bias toward higher levels. Maybe we can come to sweep this area or also to sweep the highs, because I do consider these are poor highs that we formed them here. But it all depends on really what BTC is going to do. For now, it's really doing nothing. You need to get this move and push to the upper side and to hold above it in order to look for the continuation to the upper side, and most probably and preferably to see this to happen within today or maximum early into tomorrow, so you can continue with the bias to the upper side. Another setup that we can have it, we can still drop to the downside, then a reclaim, then a push further toward, like let's say, upper levels and toward higher levels. That also could be a scenario that you might keep an eye on it. But for now, as long as it's not really progressing further above this level, then the bias for me that this is just a range and we might see more of a price action inside it before we're going to decide if we are going to the upper side or we are leaving the range and moving to the downside. Still, I do see that there is a decent probability for BTC to push further, either to sweep these highs or maybe even to sweep further before a rejection and the move to the downside. And still, by the way, this would happen just if in case we deviated this area and we went back into the range. As long as this is not happening and we reclaim this area, there is still a decent opportunity for BTC to trade even toward higher levels. That's a kind of structure that I do have it on BTC. So I'm looking just again for a simple structure, simple play, Asia high, Asia low of Monday, sweep, any kind of a structure that we can identify it on a local time frame or local liquidity. Then that time, that would be the place that I would be looking at it. And again, what exactly you do have, it's almost a 2% move to the upper side. Now, looking into nat gas, especially that I already gave you a small play into um, on X. The same exact structure that I do have it for me, nat gas. This is like a kind of identified range, more or less. Like let's say if you would be looking at it. So for me, these are identified highs. This is almost the mid of the range. I'm looking usually for this area to hold on nat gas, because this area, it was like previously a support area. Support, when you lost it, you cascaded, reclaim, move to the upper side, resistance, resistance, reclaim, move to the upper side, lost it, cascade to the downside, acceptance above it, move to the upper side. So what do we have here? Same exact structure. For today, we got a nice formation that we had it here, where we got a move to the downside. We swept Asia low of Monday, started getting the acceptance above it. That's literally where exactly I updated you on it. And I'm looking for nat gas to push further to the upper side as long as we are sustaining the move. You're not really going to need to use wide stop losses for now, because as a weekly structure, this, by the way, it's in a downtrend. And that's too clear. So when you are attempting these kind of plays, just try to use, clear invalidations for your setup and start tightening your stop losses if the price is progressing in your favor. You're not really in a need, like let's say, to do anything else. And for me, nat gas, as long as it's under the 3.8 region, then this is mainly, it's looking, I'm not going to be saying like, let's say, kind of bearish, but it's looking with pressure to the downside because you are trading under the yearly open. When you opened, like let's say from the yearly open, you just drop to the downside and you keep just dropping to the downside. So for me, as a direction, usually above the yearly open buy, under the yearly open sell. But just because we are moving into like let's say a major area, so this could play with me, like let's say, as a reversal from here. If in case of a reclaim, that's a total different story. We can talk about it later on. That's just a normal weekly setup that I do have it. So we'll see if the price really it's gonna progress further from here. It's gonna push to the upper side. That would be a nice play. As I said, BTC, I'm really flat into the bias. We can just drop to the downside. We can push to the upper side. I'm just taking normal intraday and intra-week setup. The place that we got it was from around these levels because we are holding the pivot area. Same thing that it was also on Solana from yesterday. The move to the upper side, continuation. This was the sweep, acceptance, and then after that, a continuation to the upper side. And the only thing that he do have it's again a sideways range above, under. That would be a fair, play and the fair, like let's say, direction that you might get. That's all. I'm going to keep this a short one. Wish you all the best, and will keep you updated as much as I can. Enjoy your day. Cheers. Bye.